Connection missing!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Regular or Menthol podcast where we discuss Keanu movies. My name is Tate and my co-host here is Chris.
Hello, everybody.
We give a little thoughts on the movie, our experience growing up. Then we discuss specific scenes that we liked, followed up with a Keanu rating. Got a ton of stuff to cover here today because this is one hell of a movie. And the movie that we're discussing today is Speed.
Speed.
Starring Keanu Reeves from 1994.
Speed 1994, like Drive 2011.
Exactly.
Very nice. Nice. Very nice.
Very nice. Let me tell you, Chris, this is one hell of a movie, and let me give you a description of the movie here. Speed is about an ex-cop who forgot to invest in stocks and bonds his whole career, and decides to become a terrorist for money. Crack SWAT team young gun, Jack Traven, decides to put a stop to him, and in the process, makes a bitter enemy. The terrorist decides to play a game of cat and mouse on a bus that is rigged to explode if it goes under 50 miles per hour. Against all odds, our hero saves the day, gets the girl, decapitates the bad guy. All in a day's work, my friend.
I have to not laugh when you say these because it's always some insane take. Forgot to invest in stocks and bonds his whole career. Because when you think about it, it's kind of what it is. It's like, I'm owed this. You owe me this money. It's like, bro, do you have a pension or what? What's going on?
I think they even mention disability at one point too, because he gets his hand blown up. And then another thing is like, yo, bro, you're asking for $3 million. Like, what?
Well, back in 1994, that's probably like 10 mil. But just proof that this guy's just a like curmudgeon wagey who thinks that, he's pissed off about his hand getting jacked up. But that's here nor there. Anyway, before we get into this, what's going on? What's going on, big guy? Talk to me about your life.
I feel cracked out. I'm getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day, just unable to go back to sleep. It's powerful. And then I just kind of don't know what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Do I stay up the whole night? Do I actually go back to sleep? I think I go back to sleep, but I don't actually know because it's very confusing and I feel like I'm hallucinating.
You're disoriented.
Anyway, yeah. Well, I mean, like when I go back to sleep, because it's like I fall in and out of dreams, and I'm not sure whether I'm actually asleep or not, because I like wake up in a frenzied state, and then I go back to sleep again. It's very strange, dude. But
yeah. So how many hours
I'm like
sleep are you
losing my
getting
mind
on average?
I don't know. Like on the weekends, it's kind of less prevalent because I don't care. But
right,
it's something where I'm working, and I'm like, I freak out when I get up. I'm like, oh, geez, what time is it? It's 4 o'clock. Oh, my God.
And it could be any time.
It could be like 3:30, 2. And then it's a crapshoot whether I actually go back to sleep or not right away.
Jesus. It's pretty
That's been going on for like a couple weeks. I'm really feeling like Tyler Durden right now. I'm getting a little crazy. All right. So bear with me on this one. Okay, folks.
Oh, boy.
How about yourself, King?
Yeah, I mean, typically I don't really have any news, but this week I do actually have a couple things. My wife bought a new car today. And when I say new, I mean actually new. And I know this is going to shock you because it goes against everything I stand for. But it worked out better that she bought it new without going into like this whole crazy story. That being said, gentlemen, happy wife, happy life is kind of a thing. So when they're that hell bent on it, you just let them go with it. Now
it's in the parking lot right now. It's sitting outside.
It is. But I will say this. If you are, when I say it goes against everything I stand for, I mean, I have this whole method when I'm buying a car, and I don't buy new, but I have this sweet spot of buying a used car right between like 20 and 30,000 miles on it. And what you do is, for future reference for anybody, you go on Car Gurus, you get the date range of the car you want, right? And basically you plug in all these parameters, but the sweet spot you want to be is like 20 to like 35, I would say, 1,000 miles.
Mhm.
You want to make sure that it wasn't any accidents with the Carfax. I haven't done this in a while, but I think those are pretty much the big ones.
Yeah.
Because it'll give you this option of like great deal, good deal, right down the line. So, but then you obviously want to go check it out, which you've done in the past using that site. So typically that's kind of my MO, but this one she was pretty hell-bent on getting, and it was cheaper in the long run to get it new without, again, getting into it. But aside from that, I mean, I worked a commercial shoot this past week, right?
Oh boy.
It was pretty awesome. And it was a half-day shoot. And when I say it was the easiest shoot I've ever done in my life, it was the easiest shoot I've ever done in my life. So show up, just bullshit for a while. And then they're like, okay, so we already shot all these interior shots. We're going to just shoot this exterior. So it's me and this chick. And we're just talking for like, I don't know, half an hour there, half an hour probably even. Go outside. Like, okay, we're just going to get you guys in front of this truck. Because it was for like a trucking company. Take the shots. Like, we don't know if we like this angle. They move it to a different part of the parking lot. And dude, we just did like the exact same thing. Like at a different angle. Yeah. And they're like, all right, we got it. We're good. So mind you, this was supposed to be a half-day shoot for like 4 hours they had us for. Bro, we were out of there in, I don't know, like an hour.
1 hour, dude?
1 hour.
Damn, dude, that's fun.
When I say those are the best, dude, they're the best. Because you work, some of them, dude, they'll book you for the full day. And you never want to be, that person complaining, but I've been held for like 10 hours, 12 hours, right?
That's
when
unbelievable.
It was supposed to be, when it's supposed to be an 8-hour shoot, and it's like you're getting paid, not nearly what I was getting paid for this hour gig.
Right.
So yeah, it was one of those where it was just like, it was perfect, dude. Then the sun was setting because that's what they wanted to get, was like the golden hour look. So I'm just cruising home on the back roads. It was pretty sick. Like an hour drive. I'm done 3 hours early. So it was a good night. Good night. Because I've been on shoots where I'm like pissed at the end of the night driving home, and it's like I'm miserable. I got a headache. I haven't eaten. Yeah. But yeah, so it was a good week.
We are entering big game season.
Oh boy.
Can we expect to see this commercial in the big game, the Super Bowl?
No. No Super Bowl commercials this year. But no, this one was more print. I think it's going to be used for the client's website and all that kind of shit. So
yeah.
But I'll tell you, man, it's like I don't even know where they use half the stuff anymore. But it's just good to get a good shooting day, because you know what I mean. It's half the time you have these annoying people you film with, these actors, and they're always asking about acting and what have you done on set. And it's like, I just want to talk about conspiracies and just like the U.S. government, and you want to talk to me about acting on a set, please.
Yeah. That's great about acting, but have you heard about golf rumors?
Golf rumors. All right, enough about that. Let's get into this movie, Speed 1994. First off, I have to hold on. I have to ask you the most important thing of this movie, and that would be, let's discuss this young man's drip, Jack Traven.
It needs to be studied in a museum or some kind of scientific experiment. We just got done talking about Point Break last week, and Keanu's drip in that movie is impeccable. And in this one, I would call it like grunge / construction worker.
Right. And what better timing than 1994? I mean, that's peak grunge music era. And this dude's rocking that kind of a plaid, oversized jacket in LA, midsummer where it's hot, with the sleeves quarter rolled up. It's like, what, dude? But it looks awesome.
So he's got the specific scene is when he's on the bus, and then before that he's in the coffee shop and everything. He's got the jacket, the button-down jacket. Right. Underneath there's a button-down shirt, and then underneath that is like a white t-shirt, right?
Yeah.
Tucked in with a little turco tuck for you.
A turco tuck. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, and then on top of that, you got the Bronco that he's zipping around on. That's not your prototypical Bronco that everyone knows from the 90s.
No, it's a Gen 1 Bronco.
Yeah.
So, after Gen 1, they took the trucks at the time and just put the truck body and turned it into a Bronco.
Right.
But the first generation Broncos were like, I guess you could say, looking like more like Jeeps or something along those lines.
It
right?
looks like a Jeep. Yep.
Yeah. So it's the first gen Bronco, but you have to wonder, is there some guy on set who specifically is like, I think that Jack Traven would be riding a Gen 1 Bronco because I think it would make him look a little bit more edgy.
I'll tell you what right now, to answer your question, yes. They're the people who do, and I say this all the time, but it's like the set designers back then, think about them in the 80s and 90s. They're pulling out all the most badass stuff, making everyone look awesome. And just imagine who's doing those jobs nowadays, just making these lead characters just look, again, the names, they can't do the names right. They can't do the look right. What can they do right?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we kind of ran about this every episode, but you know, it's a sign of the times, kind of like maybe we're just out of touch with these young whippersnappers in Hollywood right now, but you know,
maybe that's what it is. Maybe we're just old heads at this point. We're 90s kids and we're just bitching about it.
We're hunk.
We're hunk. Yeah, let me get a loadout check here on this movie. There's plenty of guns. Let's talk about those.
I mean, the loadouts are pretty wild. The loadouts are cool in this movie, and they're especially cool for those kind of retro 90s vibe that's very popular in the gun world, right? So these guys are SWAT officers. They're zipping in with MP5s when they go on that initial, what do you call it? The elevator scene, right?
Yeah.
So they go in their SWAT outfits, like a heavy flak jacket, MP5s, which makes sense because they didn't really rock short barrel rifles back then. I guess they do now. But it was more like your H&K MP5 is your standard kind of SWAT team close quarters combat weapon, right? And 1911s as sidearms. It's just kind of cool from a retro 90s aesthetic kind of look, which very popular for some reason on the YouTube. People making their clone rifles, their Black Hawk Down clone rifles, stuff like that. But the best weapon in this movie is this.
Can I guess?
Bad guy, Howard Payne.
Yes, dude. That when he at the end in the train.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's chrome MP5K, which is the smaller version of the MP5 that doesn't have a stock, and he's got the single point sling on it. So it's just round his shoulder, and he's just rocking it and just full auto, just spraying with it.
Is that
with
like
a chrome look on it? Very strange.
Yeah, that is strange. Is that a single point strap? Is that something like Renner in The Town?
Yes,
kind of thing?
exactly like that.
Okay.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
He spins around. He just kind of Renner his jacket.
It's a way to carry it like under your arm. It's like a loop that just goes over your shoulder, and you can carry it kind of swinging under your arm. So you can almost conceal it if you wanted to. And because the MP5K doesn't have a stock on it, it's so small, it just hangs there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
But yeah, again, the chrome one, though, is like, I've never even seen that in movies before. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's the, whoever the gun guy on set was like, we're just going to sneak this chrome gun in there. It's like, no one's going to say no.
Howard Payne, meticulous with bombs, but also making custom guns for no reason in his little hideout.
And he's complaining about money.
Yeah. MP5K could probably cost you like $30,000 now.
Yeah.
Like a real one. This movie, I mean, dude, so this is a movie where we have to kind of discuss what makes this movie so good. And I think one of the things about it is that it's this, some guy got it in his head. He's like, you know what'd be cool for a movie? What if we have a bus, right? And there's a bomb on it and it can't go below 50 miles per hour. How'd that look? What would that movie look like? And initially this movie was going to be a full movie, just the bus.
Really?
Just the bus scene. Right? But I love the idea that, you know, there's some scriptwriter out there who gets this idea in his head for a movie. And like I have on my Google Drive right now, like 15 different ideas for screenplays, just based on some crazy thought that I had that would be like, what if we did this? Right? That guy who made Speed, though, he took that idea and was like, I'm actually going to sit down and write it and then shop it.
Jeez.
And it gets in the right hands and it becomes an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, personally, I think it's kind of genius because you think about all these great 90s movies, like these summer blockbusters, action thrillers types, just off the top of my head, like an Armageddon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they have to drill a nuke onto an asteroid and like hope that it splits or something like this, right? It's like, or something like a Point Break. At least it's an original idea, dude. Okay.
Yes.
It's like bomb on a bus. Sure. Great. And you know what's even cool about it? And we'll get into it in a minute, but it's like, they got this guy who's like not your Bond villain. It's just some dude who got screwed by the system and he's jaded and he's just your everyday guy, but he's just like a little bit smart and somewhat of a genius. So he's like, okay, I can get around this. And now he's like making a game out of it, but it's like completely plausible. I mean, there's some parts that are, you know, a little bit crazy, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, this is really cool. And then on top of it, you know, they can't go under 50 miles an hour on the bus.
Right.
What would that look like? Oh, that would look like an original movie. I'm not going to get into a rant about it, but it's like, it would be nice to see an original thought in a film nowadays instead of just Happy Gilmore 2 or, you know, the 15th remake of whatever. It's just, again, I'm not going to get on a rant, but it is cool to see an original idea like this. And I'll tell you, man, this is a great action movie. It's not the best movie ever made, but I'll tell you what, it's certainly fun to watch.
Yeah, every time I watch this, it's certainly easy to just keep going and watch the whole movie, you know? And aside from just original ideas, like I love the idea of a screenwriter just kind of committing to just like, oh, that's a cool idea. Let me just jot it down. Like, I feel like I could be wrong, but like, was that more of a thing in the 90s where people just thought they didn't have the internet, right? They couldn't be a content creator.
Right.
So their only avenue to create weird stuff would be like, I'm just going to create a movie. And then sure enough, some of them get through.
Yeah, they do.
Like, I don't know what the chances are of that happening.
It's hard because our buddy Ryan, who writes screenplays, I mean, he's shown me the process of getting them shopped around. It's super difficult. And especially nowadays where they kind of have an idea of the movies they want. So it's probably 10 times harder than it would be in like the 80s or 90s to get a good idea through, because a lot of these studios, it might be the best idea on the planet, and if it's not what they're looking for, they don't care. Yeah,
I think those movies still exist, actually. 'Cause, like, I saw one the other night, Barbarian, with Justin Long.
Mm-hmm.
It's this weird premise of a movie about like these incestuous people living in these tunnels of where this guy used to live in the 60s, and they have like Airbnbs built on it now. But I'm like, it's the same kind of thing, but it's like this interesting premise of people living in these tunnels underneath an Airbnb. What would happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
That gets shopped. Netflix picks it up, and it's kind of a cool movie.
Yeah. No respect.
You know?
Yeah.
But then how much money is that movie making? And like, this movie made like $300 million, dude.
It made $350 million lifetime. It had a $30 million budget, but yeah, apparently they didn't have, from what I read, was they didn't have the funding for it. And they actually, when they tested it, people were loving it so much that they're like, we have to finish this. Cause they did the original test with, I guess, animated the last segment of the movie. And people are like, no, you got to finish this. It was some kind of like sketches or whatever. They're like, "Nah, you gotta finish this movie." So they went back and finished it. But yeah, some other fun facts about this movie. Keanu was casted after the director saw him in Point Break, of all movies, right? He thought that Keanu was vulnerable on screen. He's not threatening to men because he's not that bulky. And this is a quote. And he looks great to women. Thoughts?
It's an interesting kind of thought process. Is he's not threatening to men because
this is the 90s, by the way.
This is the 90s, and we're coming out of the 80s where Schwarzenegger and Stallone are like roided to the gills, and then we hit the 90s, right? But then it goes back to, okay, these guys are just going to do a cycle of steroids for a movie. So
yeah, but they're not egregious. They're not. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like it goes in waves, kind of.
Yeah.
And we were discussing earlier on, Snatch, how Brad Pitt is not big in that movie at all. He proportionally looks good. He's cut, but he's not big. And the physique inflation happens after the 90s where it goes crazy again. But I like this statement of he's not threatening to men, because this is your like upper limit of natty. This is what a physical specimen should look like.
Yeah.
Right? He's not small.
Right.
He's kind of jacked. You can see it when he's underneath the bus and pulling himself up. Like his arms are thick.
Yeah.
But he's not roided thick.
Right. Same in Point Break. Swayze.
Right. Exactly.
Surfer. Yeah, great. He's a surfer dude. He's like, he got the surfer bod, and that was the look in the 90s. It wasn't to be like super jacked and roided.
Yeah, like achieving an athletic look like this is probably preferable to just getting on roids and going crazy. I could be wrong, but
I'll give you another one. Dennis Hopper was casted because the director didn't want your typical villain. He wanted Payne, and I will get into the names, but he wanted Payne to be a regular guy who just snapped one day, which I think it definitely comes across. Like if you recall, he's watching a football game, like randomly, he's like, yeah, all right, go. So he's just supposed to be like, this regular Joe character. But it's getting back to character names, dude. Jack Traven. What, dude? Who's coming up with this? Jack Traven, and then what's Hopper's character's name?
Howard Payne.
Howard Payne, dude.
Like, there's gotta be.
He's the bad guy in this movie.
The bad guy. He's causing pain by blowing people up with bombs. Get it?
It's so. I know, but it works. It's Payne. It's like so genius, dude. I don't know. It just gets over. I don't know.
Yeah, there's got to be a guy in Hollywood who's the name guy. We got to figure that. We got to figure this out.
We say this
because these names are so goofy,
but so good
that you're like, dude, did they try and make him crazy? Like, I think it's more explainable in Point Break, where Johnny Utah, is a ex quarterback, and the name Johnny Utah gives you feelings of, Johnny Unitas or Joe Montana, two famous quarterbacks, right?
Right.
So it kind of makes sense there, but in this one, it's just so blatantly insane. Jack
Doesn't
Traven
always have to be,
that's your hero, folks.
It works. And then another was Keanu apparently did like 90% of his own stunts in this, which he was apparently actually tethered to the bottom of the bus for that scene. It's like, I can't stress enough how insane this is, just because like being on set and watching some of this stuff, like, even with like stunt doubles, they're so cautious with them as well, that this Chad was like, it's 1994 and he's like, I'm going to do my own. I mean, you still have it with Tom Cruise doing his own stunts and whatnot, but it's like, and they're very, very cautious about doing this. And I'm sure they probably were on this, but it just was cool to see. It's like this guy's doing 90% of these stunts in this movie.
That is pretty crazy considering how just death-defying some of these stunts look. I think at the 94, I remember Rumble in the Bronx came out, I think it was 94. And Jackie Chan, that was your American Jackie Chan movie that blew him up.
Yeah.
And it was a big thing in his movies. Jackie Chan does all his own stunts, blah, blah, blah. And that became more prevalent, I think, in movies at that time. You hear Keanu kind of being a trailblazer for that kind of thing. And he carried that tradition on later in The Matrix, I guess, where he legitimately started doing karate and stuff like that.
Yeah. Even into John Wick, where didn't know it, but he's just this expert firearms dude.
Like
who,
in real life is legit.
Yeah.
At training, at least. I don't know how many competitions he's done, but training in 3-gun, where he's loading the auto shotgun.
I've seen him do comps, dude. He's pretty.
It's pretty wild. Yeah, and he's legit, dude. He works out and he does all the moves, and he looks. This is the important thing. Looks legitimate.
Oh yeah.
In that role, in doing those things.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
And I'll tell you what, man. Like, do you remember Speed 2 Cruise Control? Do you even remember?
I don't even. Didn't even think about it till you just said that. I forgot that Speed 2 even existed. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's vaguely recall anything about it, but
I was looking it up today because I kind of forgot about it. Apparently, Keanu just saw the script and was just like, nah. He was doing some other movie. He just got done Chain Reaction with some other action movie. I guess he claimed he was kind of tired of doing action movies.
Right.
But, maybe you use that as an excuse, because look at Speed 2 Cruise Control. It's a flop.
Jason Patrick is...
Jason Patrick.
Dude.
What's her name? But what's her name did it? Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, yeah.
And it's the same director.
Defoe's in it.
The Defoe is, Defoe on 11 in this movie, by the way. But
I feel like
I've seen director
parts of it, but never watched it straight through.
But basically what they did was they had such a huge hit with Speed.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
$350 million on a $30 million budget or whatever. They're like, oh, dude, we're Hollywood. Let's make a sequel. And
they do best.
They forgot you have to have, like, one of the main reasons why Speed works so well is because of the script, where you have this premise with the bus. So they're like, dude, that worked so well. Instead of a bus, why don't we just use a cruise ship? Huh? And you're like, dude, Keanu just probably saw that, was like, nah, dude, like, I'm out.
Good foresight to realize that the second movie, if they try to make it just a parallel to the first with some slight differences, is never going to work.
Yeah, because they're just being lazy about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Let
me ask you this. What was the first time you watched this movie? You recall?
Well, yeah, I remember I saw it on my couch with my parents. My dad rented the movie.
Is this all you guys did in your house? Is just your dad rents movies and you guys just watch movies?
Bro, it was unbelievable.
It's like every movie we just were lounging around watching movies as a family, watching all these like rated R films. You're like 5.
Dude, we had a video store in Orland. I live outside Philadelphia. And there was this video store, independent video store called Orland Video. And I have such fond memories going over with my dad. He'd, we talk with the people working there, because it's like the same people.
Yep.
These local community members and everything. They have kids that are in the same class as me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Local independent video store, though. This is like early 90s, dude. It was so incredible. But he probably ran it from there. We get it home. And the thing that I remember to note on this one is that my mom actually watched the movie with us and was like really into it. Where normally my mom would kind of just like go do something somewhere else at the house, because she's just like, I can't deal with all this rough violence stuff. This one's kind of like, you can see how she would be like, oh, okay, I'm into this. Like, oh, Sandra, like, keep driving the bus. Yes. Like, don't let it get under 50.
Until like, Dennis Hopper gets decapitated.
Yeah, it's a little, she's probably like,
and she probably bounced out. Yeah.
Ooh, that doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I think I was, I don't know, man. I was probably like 7 or something, 7 or 8, when I saw this. Or no, I don't know. No, this came out when I was 7 or 8, I would say. Yeah, cause what, 894? Yeah. I don't know. I was definitely young. I just remember seeing this and just the action of this. And I'm like, this is awesome. Right. Just the whole, I only remember seeing the bus scenes, the first, not even the first time I watched it, but I always just remember seeing Keanu and be like, yeah, this dude rules. Like he's super cool, super calm, super collected. And I was like, yeah, I want to be that guy.
Yeah. This is more rough edge Keanu. This is like, he went from being an FBI agent, having longer hair, surfing. He got a little jaded, moved to the LAPD and became a SWAT officer. It's the same guy. Changed his name to Jack Traven.
Jack Traven. Who's literally you? Who is literally you in this movie?
I resonate with Howard Payne in this movie considerably, and I'm gonna have to just go full IRA mode and start making bombs. And I want to point out that Howard Payne in the movie has no kids and no wife. We don't know that for a fact, but it's not really brought up, so I'm just gonna assume that a psycho like that doesn't. And look what no plus does to a guy. Okay, he starts making bombs.
Gets real dark.
I mean, I don't know. This is kind of like a dark statement, but like, we get all these shootings and stuff, and yeah, I get it. Like, it's easier to shoot a gun than to build a bomb and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think about the fact that like, people they lose their minds and they go shooting or whatever? What do they accomplish? Nothing.
Yeah.
Whatever their nonsense kind of deal with humanity is, it's like, you're not accomplishing anything. You're kind of just getting killed by the cops or whatever. This dude is like, nah, I'm going to start building bombs. Like, how, I mean, don't do this. Don't take my advice. Don't join the IRA. But how much more effective is building bombs? The Unabomber figured this out.
Yeah, it's exponentially more effective, but yeah, I don't think that people know how to, or, I mean, sometimes you see these stories about these like shooters where it's like, oh, they had bombs in their house or whatever, but yeah, I mean, it's a good point.
They never use them though.
Yeah. Very bizarre stuff.
Anyway, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but, the IRA actually was effective when they started bombing financial centers. So just put that out there. Okay, anyway.
On that note, I'm going to go with Harry because, I'm just apt to get shit-faced at the bar and say something like, going home to have some sex. Dude,
the guy loved the sex, didn't he?
Let me just point out how good of an actor he is, Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is just so good in anything he does, in my opinion, but I think just in more serious roles, I think he's better than comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So
I kind of agree with you. I think he's kind of a goat actor.
I don't think he's not on the Mount Rushmore. Don't get it twisted, but he's definitely a great actor.
And the only reason I would say not on the Mount Rushmore is because I don't exactly know a lot of movies that he's done, and I'm like, oh, that's a phenomenal role, even though I know they exist. Like, he was in that show for years where he was that like political commentator.
Yeah, and that was probably his most popular.
That I always just found that funny because people were like, "Oh my god, I really resonate with this guy. He's a real character. This is what it should be like in real life." And then this is the same guy who's in Dumb and Dumber as Harry Dunn.
I know, dude. That's crazy. But no, what he does do, man, he's never like the guy. It's the you talk about The Newsroom.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but I heard he was phenomenal. But he's just never like the guy. Mm-hmm. But as seen in this, man, the scene where he's like acting drunk and he says that line, like super believable. Right. I don't know. It's just something that I just really think he's such a great actor. But anyway, I'm just going off on a tangent. Talk to me about what's this movie all about.
I think this movie is about two distinct things. Okay, and I'm watching it, and it kind of hits me where I'm like, I fucked up in life. Okay,
Go on.
because one of the things in this movie is you have to have a really cool job.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at me. I'm over here. I'm collecting checks.
You're
that
obtaining,
I'm not putting in my own bag.
obtaining crypto,
I'm taking calls from, beer distributors, right? It's not exactly the most exciting stuff in the world. This guy it seems like every day there's some new thing popping off. He's involved in like, this is super high adrenaline stuff where I'm like, dude, I should be doing this. I should be in the bomb squad. Like, I might get blown up, but who cares?
I was going to say, you also might die. That's the only kind of caveat to it, but
it's true. I think being on a SWAT team now is borderline suicidal.
100%. Yep. I agree.
Like, you hear every year there's some dude on the SWAT team that gets killed in Philly.
Yeah. It's not the ideal job.
This is the definitive bomb squad movie, by the way. The second being The Hurt Locker, but this is the bomb squad movie.
Yeah.
I'm declaring that right now. Anyway, the second thing this movie is about is planning for retirement, everyone. Okay? It's just something you need to think about. You have to do, if you start planning your retirement, I told my nephews, I was like, you guys start buying and retirement packages now. Like,
it's
won't
honestly
have to think about it.
It's honestly the only way that you're going to stay afloat in like 20 years from now, to be honest with you. If you don't have that
you basically
have
to.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't think they told people in school, like, hey, you have to do this. It's not a question of like,
bro, they don't even tell people how to write checks in school anymore. They
Yeah.
literally set you up for failure. And so, I mean, I'm sure everyone listening knows this whole sentiment and has heard it a million times, but yeah, the curriculum is, I believe, designed to not have you succeed with anything financial.
Yeah. They purposely don't tell you about money. And I know this is kind of a serious topic, but the reason we're talking about this is because the bad guy in the movie is only doing it because he feels cheated that he doesn't have any money.
Right. Simple as. And he did everything right when you think about it.
He's doing stuff to get on the FBI most wanted list for $3 million.
Yep. And even if he's collecting disability on this, lifelong career, don't you think they would take care of him? And I mean, in the sense of he's collecting disability, probably Social Security, has a pension. Bro, what are you buying?
What do you need money for?
Like, this guy's eating sandwiches and drinking Dr. Peppers, watching college football games. Like, bro.
Yeah, I feel like that's not explained well enough. Like, he got fired from his police job because his hand was blown up.
Yeah,
but
very, very sus.
Why would they fire you? Wouldn't they just put you on a desk job? At the very least, and then you can still collect your pension in 20 years.
We'll get to that. Yeah, well, I think we crossed that down the line here. But let's get into some of these scenes. So you start off, you got these opening credits, just completely Kino. It's like this elevator going down with this epic music playing. It's showing all the cast and crew names popping up in the most 90s text font ever.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, so we were talking about the names guy and the scriptwriter guy. There's got to be a font guy too, right?
They didn't have AI to generate this stuff back then, so yeah, there's definitely a font artist who's like, "All right, man, this is kind of we did the '80s thing. '80s is past into early '90s font. Now this is 1994. This is the font."
This is the font of 1994, baby. I can feel it.
It's a banger. Right?
Did you ever see that skit with Ryan Gosling where he's he is like a font guy and he flips out because James Cameron in Avatar just used that
I did see
font
that.
Yeah. That's what I feel. That's what I think about when I see the font to this movie.
Dude, and then immediately following this, you have Dennis Hopper's character. It's like he's asking, the guard asks him for paperwork because he's down working on this box or something on the elevator. And he's like, oh yeah, I got it here. And he just has this paper. And again, he has this bum hand, which I didn't even go back and watch. I don't know how he's holding this paper, but he stabs him in the ear.
Yeah.
Like, you're this guard, bro. You deserve that because this one-handed dude, it was the most insane way to surprise somebody and stab them in the ear I've ever seen in my life. I've only ever seen it once, but it's like, what, dude? What's happening here?
I feel like people are more gullible in the 90s. I could be totally wrong.
It's a good point, though, because then it's like, okay, well, what does he think the chance of that happening? He's just some guy working on the electrical box, but the way he brings the paper up, and he just like, oh, I got it right here. Just stabs him.
Yeah, after all these companies got hacked by just someone calling up and being like, yeah, I need the password for this, and someone in the company giving it to him, they took corporate security a little more seriously after the 90s. But another thing about stabbing a guy in the ear, that I see that scene and I'm thinking to myself, that's not very safe way to kill someone. Your hand could slip up so easily, go right on the blade if you catch his skull or something.
That's a good point. Yeah, didn't think about that.
But I think it's just done for fun effect. You know,
the movie's got to happen. But it lends itself to our next scene here. Is you have Keanu's character, Jack Traven, and he's chewing gum because they're doing this whole SWAT mission, him and Harry. What are your thoughts on deciding to have him chew gum here?
I think they specifically did it to show that he's this young hotshot character.
He's locked in.
When you think about, oh, this is the young brash character in the SWAT team, and look at him showing up, and he's so cocky. He's just chewing gum, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I also have another theory that the movie title refers to the fact that everyone in this movie is actually on speed, and like Keanu is so amped up that he's just chewing, he's just gnawing on that gum like a madman.
That's got.
And for whatever reason, everyone in this movie is yelling all the time. Do you notice that?
Yeah, dude.
Everyone's yelling.
I mean, to be fair, yeah. I'm thinking about it's because they're always on the move. They're outside and stuff, so people are screaming like the SWAT officers to like the chief or whatever. But it's a good point. Yeah, everyone's just screaming. Even in the bus. Yeah, we'll get to some of these. Some of the dialogue is pretty insane. But so we have the payphone scene where the bus explodes, right? And how is Payne getting the phone number to that direct specific payphone that he calls Keanu on, and he just happens to be right there? Well, I mean, I'm assuming he set the that specific bus up to explode right there because he kind of mapped out Keanu's day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But do you recall this? Were you able to have a specific phone number for a payphone in a certain area?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Was it public knowledge? You could look it up?
Yeah, so
okay.
Like on the payphone where the keypad is, on top of it, there's like a little plastic, I don't know, slot, and it would tell you the number of that phone.
Okay.
So the idea would be like if you call someone and on the payphone or let's say you wanted to have someone call you at a payphone that can't be traced or something, right? You're a drug dealer. Ooh. And you page someone and then you page them from that. Well, obviously they'll get the number on the pager and everything. But if you called someone, you could tell them, hey, call me back at this number, blah, 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 blah. And you hang up and then you just wait for the call back on the payphone. They can call that number back and then you pick it up. We used to have a payphone in the middle of Orland, and it was kind of incredible because this is early 90s stuff, and I would not obviously didn't have a cell phone. So I would just call people collect all the time, or I had a quarter. I literally was so little that like didn't have quarters and stuff like that. So like I just didn't have I couldn't actually call people. Then I figured out how to use this, phone phreaking methods. Are you familiar with that stuff?
Nah, dude.
Or you could like play tones in the phone and it would give you free calls and stuff like this.
I'm
It was
done.
crazy.
See, I was like right on the tail end of payphones, pagers. So at that point, when I can recall, they just started having cell phones in your car, like those portable ones, those first like Nokias or whatever. And then just landlines. You know, I don't even know if I've ever used a payphone, to be honest with you.
Did they have any in Williamsport?
I'm sure they did.
Because you were kind of out there, right?
I'm sure they had them. Yeah. But speaking of cell phones, it's like they show Payne throughout this movie holding the phone, his cell phone or whatever phone he's using up to his ear, but it's with his good hand across his body up to the other side of his head. Like, why not just hold it to the same side, like the ear on the same? Because
I didn't get that at all.
Maybe it's assumed that, okay, so let me just do the actual math here. It's like, okay, so if his right hand is his bum hand, he's using his left to hold it up to his right ear. Yeah. It still doesn't work, because if the blast took off his right hand, it would obviously give him damage in his right ear. Then it would make sense that he's holding the phone to his left ear, which he's not. He's holding it to his right ear, which would be the damaged ear, if the argument was that he couldn't hear out of that ear anymore.
Yeah, I saw that, and I didn't really
such a
understand
strange
what was
little
going on.
Thing to add in there, but it's like
it hit my subconscious, like something's wrong here. I don't know what I'm looking at exactly. I was like, maybe he's just more comfortable going up to the other side. But like, who would that be more comfortable for? It doesn't make any sense.
Little things like
but
that.
I did notice that.
Yeah, it bothers me. Yeah. I just can't get past it. So that, I don't know. Anyway, so then you have a lot of things play out here, but another thing that caught my attention was this actor who plays the Jaguar car owner when he jumps in, or he's kind of hijacks this dude's Jaguar. This guy's name is Glenn Plummer. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Don't ask me how I stumbled on this, but this guy has 186 acting credits to his name. Okay. But I probably said this before. I absolutely love these psychos who just act in any movie that gets put in front of them. So they're just constantly on sets. Two notable names that I'll throw out there. Michael Madsen, 347 credits. Rest in peace. And this one, it has to be the biggest in Hollywood, is Eric Roberts, who is, what's her name? Roberts.
Julia Roberts.
Thank you. Her brother has 882 credits.
Dare I say it? Eric Roberts, the better actress, the better actor than Julia Roberts.
Yeah, for real. Dude, so I looked it up. He's worked on 39 movies in 2025, and September just began. Like, think about
what? In 2025?
Yes.
Holy smokes, dude.
Yes. So, like, effectively what this guy is doing is, and I think it's one of those where people know they can get him. So I know a couple people who've worked with him on movies, and it's one of those where he just shows up, and so you got to understand, like, he's got his agent and his team or whatever are working around to coordinate a lot because he's traveling. So it's like, this dude is basically on set every day. And it's like, respect, because these are the kind of people, actors, who just they love the process so much that, like, dude, they don't care if it's a C movie or like an A. They're going to just be there and they're going to bring it every day. So, like, respect to him. And I know he's like a lot older, but dude, think about that. So he'll probably do 50 movies by the time 2025 is up, right? So that's a movie a week. But again, it's probably just these smaller roles where he has to coordinate that he's shooting with it. Like the movie, it's like, okay, his agent goes, all right, you got him for a week or you got him for a couple days. So you got to work him in, and it kind of prioritizes around that. So again, these are movies where they're probably super low budget, right? So he's the focal point. So they'll work around him and his schedule. But just that grind of being on set, different parts of the country every week is pretty awesome.
That is wild, dude. That is insane to think about. I can only think of a couple Eric Roberts movies, like Best of the Best and The Dark Knight.
Yeah, he's not like the guy, but
not at all.
He's our guy.
He's our guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, we do nitpick on here about things, but I think this I think this is something that needs to be mentioned because even when I remember watching it for the first time, I remember my mom being like, that's not possible. The bus is going 50 miles per hour, right? That's number one. Hitting all the cars and everything. It has to turn. When you turn, I don't know what the average mile per hour decrease is, but
yeah, you're referring to when towards the beginning when they're on the bus and she has to get back on the highway and she slams into all these cars and then has to go up this incline to get back on the highway. Yeah, there's not a chance in hell that's maintaining 50 miles per hour. Yeah, it's
there's a number of things like that. There was like that.
Well, the bus getting
later.
The bus getting airborne. Right.
That's the big one. That's the big one there. Yeah.
And apparently I read that they had to shoot that twice because the first landing looked so like pristine and good that they had to reshoot because what they did apparently was they just like, they ramped it on an on-ramp and then they had to cut out, right, the actual road in it.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But dude, it just launches into thin air. And what was the other one you said?
The one where
the gas, dude.
Puts the screwdriver in the gas.
Yeah, I don't even care.
He's looking at it. He's like, I got 10 minutes. And you're looking at the dial and it's just going down super quick.
It loses like an eighth of a tank in 5 seconds of screen time.
Yeah. And you're like, you don't have 10 more minutes left.
You don't have to sell it that hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could just show it slowly going down, but it's obvious within that 5 second threshold on screen to just make it go down, like, you know, visibly going down. And they're just like dropping a quarter tank of gas. It's like, those are the little things that just drive me crazy. But again, you think about it, you got the music in the background, these 80s, 90s action movies, and it just adds to it. No one's looking at it that hard, nitpicking it. The first time, you know, you're in the theaters watching this, no one's going to notice that, but.
Even on the jump, the bus jump, I mean, that's kind of the marketed gimmick of this movie. Like this bus jumps over this thing. This is a wild scene.
Yeah,
and
makes sense.
You know, everyone kind of collectively is seeing this movie and going, "That's impossible."
Yeah,
but then you're kind of like, "Whatever." I'm so entertained that I'm just I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Well, so, dude, let me get into some of these epic NPC conversations that I don't know if you caught these, but so they're on the bus, right? And it's like they're all freaking out, all the passengers. Cameron from Ferris Bueller, he's just like talking to himself out loud. They're all coping with the fact that they're going to die. And he's like, I can't be here. This is the wrong bus. I can't die here. So then you got Temu Dwayne Johnson goes, hey, shut up, man. I got a wife. And then it's like the random 90s hair part guy. Did you catch him? He's like, hey, so you got a wife and I don't. Does that mean I'm expendable? And then you go back to Temu Dwayne Johnson. It's like the best line, dude. This is like, you have to go back and rewatch this like 100 times. He goes, hey, what are you talking about, man? This guy's just talking crazy. He gets on my nerves. He gets on everyone's nerves. Like just his delivery of that. He like turns back and just kind of looks and does a little self-evaluation. He's like, he gets on everyone's nerves. Dude. It might be the most
so wild.
Oh my God, dude. It's probably the best part of the movie in my opinion, but yeah. It's so crazy the way he says this.
Let me just discuss for 1 second 90s hair part guy. Because you just mentioned him briefly. 90s hair part guy, there's a guy on this bus that only would exist in the early 90s.
Yes.
You will never see this guy ever outside of 1994. Mm-hmm. Never. And in fact, after Gigantor says that, he has that self-reflection. Gigantor being Temu.
No, it's funny because he calls him Gigant. I noticed this too.
He literally calls him Gigantor.
Keanu, and he's like, and he says, no, my name's Ortiz or whatever.
Yeah.
But then someone later, I don't know if you caught it, but someone later refers to him as Gigantor.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the people on the bus. And it's like, did I just hear this right? Like his name is not Gigantor, but he just randomly calls him that. Keanu does. And then this other person refers to him that. I'm like, they had to consciously do that in the script. Made no sense.
Dude, after he says that self-reflection, 90s hair part guy, I heard it again today, and I was like, oh my God, what is he even saying? He goes, you want to take it outside? And I was like, dude, you're stuck in a bus.
I don't know if I believe that.
Ready
He really
to
says that?
explode. He says that. I'm like, what, dude? That is a crazy line. You want to take it outside.
I gotta go back and listen to that. But immediately after that, right? So, are you familiar with the character Norwood? He's got like
yeah.
He's got the mustache.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the cab of the truck, and he's talking to the lieutenant. He's explaining how the freeway isn't finished. He delivers this insane line. He's like, "There are unit calling 3 miles ahead," and what he's trying to say is the air unit got about 3 miles ahead. Right? Because he's explaining to him how they caught that the track isn't finished or the highway's not finished. And he's like, no, it's on the map. You can see it. He's like, I guess they fell behind. So, did you catch this? This guy Norwood?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Go back and rewatch this guy's just delivery and how rushed it is. They just decided to go with that take instead of maybe the 5 other ones that they did.
Dude, the actor is Richard Lineback.
Yes.
His name is, right? He plays the exact same character, same accent. I don't know what kind of accent this is. Some kind of Southern maniac accent.
It's rad. I love it.
Know. He plays same character, same accent in Varsity Blues as Lance Harbor's dad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, there's that guy. He's like the second in command in the SWAT team kind of thing.
Yeah. There, a unit got about 3 miles ahead.
You're like, dude, I can't. I had to rewind it.
Yeah, well, you have to subtitle.
Understand what he's saying.
You have to subtitle, and it's just like in the heat of the moment, everyone's watching this, and they're just kind of like, "Oh yeah, this guy's concerned." Like, it's not really for context of what he's saying. Oh, this guy's really okay. There's something really going to happen here because he seems pretty concerned. But it always just gets me how these make the final cut in movies. I'm like, what, dude? They didn't have another take. They must have shot this a few times.
It's a great question. This is a first-time director.
I want to imagine that he just kept doing it the exact same way. They're like back in like editing, and it's like, all right, so listen to these 3 options. Tell me which one you like best, and they're all the exact same.
There's 50 takes of this dude he's like, dude, he's like, yeah, I'm saying it right. He's like, no, we need you to say this. He's like, all right, action. 80 takes of this guy just saying the same gibberish.
Daryl, you know, it's so good. But yeah, so it takes us to this mechanical stretcher thing under the bus. I don't know, man. It's kind of like a dumb thing to even say, but I really like the use of this in this movie because it's kind of like a genius idea. They're in front of the bus. They drop this thing behind, right? He can just zip under here and try to defuse this bomb while he's talking to Harry on it. Right. And then obviously, you know, what happens when he saves her and the two of them kind of spin off and crash on this thing and have their little session of making out on the the runway of the airport. But it's just a cool little prop they had that I like that they used.
Yeah, I think where this movie succeeds is the setting up of these action sequences.
Yeah.
The
idea. Yeah, you're right. The action sequences really are like the biggest thing, and they do a good job at that.
Like conceptually, them coming up with ideas for what they're gonna do during each part of this movie to kind of amp everything up even more.
Yeah,
to one up their last thing they've done. Right. That's really what I guess makes this movie. Yeah,
I think that's the best part of it. But then you have Harry and the SWAT team go into Payne's house, and he realizes he trips the alarm. And this is what I was saying about Jeff Daniels being such a great actor. It's like you see the look on his face, right, when he knows he's tripped it, and it's not to immediately, oh crap, or he doesn't even say anything. It's not like the oh shit, or even where he just makes a break for it. He knows it, and he knows he's cooked. So he just gives this look of, damn, he got me, right? And it just comes off so well. You know what I mean?
It's kind of funny too, because in that scene, the explosion happens and then someone flies out of one of the windows.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think that was Harry because he's just resolved to the fact that he's dead. But who is this guy that's flying through a window?
And would that bomb have that much effect to shoot someone out of a window?
I really doubt it.
Wouldn't
I
it
think
just
that's
disintegrate them? Is that how it works?
pretty much. I think that's how physics works. I don't know though.
I'm not a
I've only seen explosions in Hollywood movies, so I don't know.
But yeah, dude, this was one of the ones that, again, I'm not trying to nitpick. We just said how there's so many great parts of this movie, but the one that just gets me is, I need you to walk me through this AV equipment that they have on site on this airplane runway, right? So if I'm getting this right, what they're effectively doing is they are somehow on the fly recording live feed from the bus, right? And then they load a loop of it back to that bus's camera because that's the only way Payne could see them, correct?
Right.
Okay.
So I don't understand how the camera worked.
And they're doing this all with like
bus.
a VCR tape that this guy is just going to go live on the air with and then somehow get the same.
Well, these news trucks had all this kind of crazy equipment in it.
No, I know that.
I
believe that.
How they fit. So I guess they have some kind of thing that can scan for signals, right? But how is the camera working inside the bus? He just sticks a camera in there and what? It just shoots a signal out strong enough that
I don't know.
Everyone can see it, that it can tap into that signal. I don't you know what I mean?
Every time I see that, it just never makes sense to me. I'm like, I don't know, whatever.
The thing that blows me away is when the lieutenant goes to the guy in the news van. He just starts flipping out on this dude.
Yeah, dude.
Kind of for no reason. He's a little extra, and the guy in the news van is just like, I'm doing it.
I know, he like claps back, and I'm like, I want to believe this is natural, this guy's response. He's so annoyed.
He's kind of wild, though. He goes like, run it. And you're like, whoa, dude, like, chill out. Take a little less amphetamines.
Like,
next
bro,
time,
I don't work for you. I don't work for you. I'm just some news guy. But, and then this was another one is, it kind of bothers me is why, when I guess the movie has to happen, but why would Annie be at the drop point?
Yeah.
He just walks up to her. He's like, oh, come with me. Right. I mean, it's great that he can pick her out of a crowd of downtown LA, but don't you think this chick would be in a police station making a statement or something?
I was thinking the same thing when I was watching it today. And I was like, okay, I guess because they were going to go to the hospital after they got out of the bus, right? Mm-hmm. And then they figured out that the bomber's still out there or whatever. So Keanu zips on over to where the action is and leaves her in the ambulance. Now, I guess they were like, hey, take the ambulance. Let's go to where this is going down, right? Mm-hmm. So he kind of cons her. She walks out of the ambulance. I guess he sees her and was like, I'm going to take her hostage. That's going to work even better, right? But what kind of cracks me up is Keanu figures out what's going on. He goes into the hole in the sewer mm-hmm. and he starts yelling like, hey, pop quiz. And it's her. It's like, turn around. And it's her that turns around. And she's got this look on her face like, sorry. And I thought to myself, I was like, wait a second. Does Keanu think she's in on it with him?
That's actually a good take. I would say no. The answer to that would be no. But it's an interesting take. Yeah.
Because earlier in the movie, he has bombs on himself with the thing. So
no,
if she's in on it,
he knows that she followed him down to the drop-off point. God knows why.
Why in God's name would she be down there?
Right. So,
to your point, like, why is she even at the drop point in the first place?
Don't know.
I was like, wait a second. Like, there's obviously I know what happens. But
I gotta go into this barbershop. You just stand right there by the bus and watch me work, babe.
That's almost like exactly what he says, by the way, though.
But here's another notable line is Dennis Hopper at the end. He's like, for who? For what? Now, this is like a regular line, as you know, with us and our buddies, except it originated with the football player Ricky Waters. So basically what happened was he didn't follow through with the play, and a reporter asked him like why he didn't. And he goes, for who? For what? So anytime someone asks you something, you know, you just say, for who? For what? It's like our thing. We just, for what? For what?
Like, I knew that you guys, you and your friends had that thing. And I don't know if you know how much I loved that for who, for what moment. I remember distinctly when it happened.
So I didn't even know about it until I met my buddies because they're all from Philly, but yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's so funny this is like one of my top Philadelphia fan moments is Ricky Waters on a post-game press conference why he didn't like play hard enough, and he goes, for who, for what? And I'm like, all these Philadelphia diehards, and this running back is just like, yeah, I don't care. Like, it makes you wonder though, where did he get it? Was he watching, is he a fan of the movie Speed, and he's
what if
using a little Howard Payne on the press, right?
Yeah, he like watched it the night before. He's like, I'm gonna drop this line somewhere. I mean, the time he had lines up, does it not? 94. I don't know when he was playing, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he said that in 95.
Wow. Well, there you go. There's your answer. But speaking of Payne, let's talk about this death scene, right? What are the physics of this thing? It's like this train is going 50 miles per hour, as proven by the speedometer when Jack revs it up. But I've never seen someone die in this manner, but I have the general idea that if he's laying down like that, going 50 miles an hour, this thing hits him, right? This like, whatever that light is sticking out, it would probably just pull his head back, right? I don't think it would straight up decapitate him the way it does. It's like a clean cut. And it's like, what, dude? I think it would just like knock his head back and break his neck. Don't you think?
It does look a little cartoonish in here. It shows you from like the side and his head just pops off. And you're like, whoa. I kind of agree with you. I think it would kind of just
I get the effect, but
knock
just
him
out
out.
of curiosity. It's like, yeah, he might even survive it.
He might even survive it, honestly.
I think the thing would have to
knock him off the train, you know?
Yeah, he would knock to one of the sides, but regardless, that's nitpicking. Anyhow, I got to go with a Keanu rating here, and I'll start. I think this thing is a solid 8. Definitely love this movie. I can watch it, like you said, if it's on. It's one of those where you can watch it straight. You can pick it up at any point in the movie and finish it.
Mm-hmm.
But as for an epic summer blockbuster, action thriller, yeah, I love it. Yourself?
I'm right there with you. I give it an 8. Awesome action movie. Basically, the whole movie is one long action sequence.
Yeah.
And like, look what happens when you take a chance on a good premise and a relatively unknown director.
When you take a chance, right? Dude, we say it every time, and I'm not going to go off on this tangent at the end of an episode, which is kind of what we do, but it's like, look at the box office movies just every summer from 1990 or let's call it a 91 up until like 98. Are you kidding me? It's like taking a chance, dude. It worked.
Well, you know, we're not talking about the misses. There's misses out there too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, you know, you're going to have a miss, but now we're in a situation where everything's just a plateau. There's no super mega blockbusters in terms of revenue.
But then it begs the question, this is where I'll end it, is, you know, you talk about these studios and it's like, well, they don't want to take the chance at a miss. But dude, they'll do one of these, and I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but like you have something like Snow White. They knew there was a possibility for backlash, and that movie costed them millions. I mean, a lot of these superhero ones and the shows are costing millions. And like, oh, they'll just write it off in taxes. They'll use that as a tax write-off. So could they not take a chance in some of these movies and just say, well, if it doesn't work out, it's a tax write-off? Because I doubt that they're going to go in the hole as much as some of these that have had pushback from the audience get. I mean, they lose. You see what these movies cost. That's not considering the marketing. Because and I've said this before, you know, that the marketing, they don't put that on IMDb. That's a whole nother $50 million, $100 million cost.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the cultural wind shift so fast anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't plan for any kind of thing like this, I feel like. So why not just take a chance on some kind of, action movie that...
And I know we're saying that...
some of its parts.
Yeah, we're saying that is like in a selfish manner, but I think there's a lot more of those voices out there that want... It's not even specifically into these type of niche movies, but people who are like, I just want to see something different.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't want to go on a whole tangent because we'll just spend 45 minutes on it. But yeah, that's my take on it. It's like, you should see more of these movies. They should be taking a chance.
Hollywood, you want to play it safe? Play it safe on 90s nostalgia and just start making the same movies again.
They do it with fashion, man. Fashion makes a comeback and it all rotates. Like, they got to do this with movies. It just sucks. Anyhow, that's all we got. Speed, 1994.
I just want to say next week, Wedding Crashers is on the docket.
Catch you on the next one.